Listen to me right now. If you only do what feels good, you will MVR have the life you dream about. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. And consistency is not about how you feel. It is about what you decide. In addition, until you force yourself to be consistent, you will keep living the same cycle. Start strong. Quit early, regret later. You think success is about talent. Wrong. You think it is about luck. Wrong. Success bows to consistency. The ones at the top are not always the smartest. They are not always the most gifted. They are the ones who showed up every single day, even when they did not feel like it. For 10 seconds, imagine this. Where would your life be right now if you had stayed consistent for the last 5 years? Think about the weight you could have lost, the money you could have saved, and the business you could have built, the dream you could have lived. That vision burns, doesn't it? That is the price of inconsistency. Nevertheless, I have news for you. You can change it. Starting today, you can force yourself into habits that will transform your entire future. This is not about comfort. It is about discipline. In addition, once you lock into discipline, you will realize the life you have been chasing has been waiting on you to show up every single day. Motivation is temporary, Johnny. It is like a spark. It flashes, it excites you for a moment, then it dies out. That is why so many of you start something and never finish. You depend on feelings. You depend on moods. However, consistency, that fire never goes out. Consistency is the reason champions are built while others quit halfway. Think about it. The gym does not reward the one who shows up once a month full of energy. It rewards the one who drags themselves in 5 days a week, tired or not. And success in school is not about the all-nighter before the exam. It is about the hours of studying nobody saw. Life does not crown the one who moves when it is convenient. It crowns the one who moves every single day. So stop waiting for motivation. Motivation is a liar. Motivation whispers, do it when you feel like it. However, consistency shouts, do it anyway. Consistency is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. In addition, until you decide to cross that bridge every day, you will keep standing on the wrong side, wondering why success feels so far away. You do not need more motivation. You need discipline. You do not need more hype. You need habits. You do not need more promises. You need practice. In addition, if you want to change your life, you have to foresee yourself to stay consistent, even when your feelings scream otherwise. You think success cares about how you feel. Success does not care if you are tired. Success does not care if you are stressed. Success does not care if you do not feel like it. Feelings do not build legacies. Discipline does. Every champion you admire, every great story you have heard, it was not built on comfort. It was built on nights when they wanted to quit but showed up anyway. It was built on mornings when the bed felt too good, but they got up and worked. It was built when nobody was watching, no applause, no recognition, just raw consistency. Johnny, let me tell you this straight. Your feelings are sabotaging your future. Every time you let comfort win, you lose a piece of your destiny. Every time you skip the work, you rob yourself of the results. Moreover, the truth, nobody is coming to save you from your own excuses. You want the secret. Here it is. And force your body to move even when your mind says stop. Force your mouth to say, I can, even when your fear whispers, can't. Force yourself to keep the promise you made to your future self. Consistency is painful in the moment, but it is beautiful in the outcome. Feelings fade, but results remain. So stop bowing to your feelings. They are temporary. Stand tall in your discipline. That is permanent. Listen, you are going to feel pain either way. There are only two kinds of pain in life, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline is hard, yes. Waking up early, grinding when you are tired, and saying no to distractions, it burns. However, regret is heavier. Regret will haunt you every night when you realize you could have been further, stronger, richer, happier, but you chose comfort instead. Discipline stings in the moment, but regret crushes you for a lifetime. Which one do you want? The short burn or the endless wait? Consistency is how you trade regret for results. Consistency is the daily decision that says that I choose my future over my feelings. Every time you push through the pain of discipline, you are making a deposit in the bank of your destiny. In addition, those deposits add up. And Jenny, one day you will wake up living a life you do not need to escape from, all because you forced yourself to be consistent when it was hard. And stop telling yourself you will start tomorrow. Stop waiting for the perfect mood. Stop negotiating with your destiny. The only negotiation is this: are you willing to carry the small pain of discipline now or the massive pain of regret forever? The choice is yours, but you cannot escape the pain. So pick the one that builds you, not the one that breaks you. Everybody wants the big win. Everybody wants the big breakthrough. However, let me tell you the truth. Success is not built in giant leaps, in small, consistent steps. You do not climb a mountain in one jump. You take it one step at a time. In addition, those steps, that is consistency. The problem is you want instant results. You go to the gym for a week, and when you do not see abs, you quit. You work on your business for a month, and when you do not make millions, you give up. You study for a few days, and when it still feels hard, you stop. That is why you stay stuck, because you underestimate the power of daily effort. Consistency compounds. What seems small today becomes massive tomorrow. One page a day turns into a book. One workout a day turns into a body transformation. One disciplined choice a day turns into a lifestyle. Janny, do not chase perfection, chase consistency. Do not chase hype, chase habits. Do not chase the big finish, chase the small wins that add up. Because here is the reality: you do not need to be extreme, you just need to be consistent. In addition, if you master showing up day after day, no matter how small the progress feels, you will look back 1 year from now and realize you are unrecognizable. Listen, everybody talks about training their body, building muscles, getting stronger. However, the truth is, the most powerful muscle you will ever train is your Mindy. In addition, consistency is the gym where your mind becomes unstoppable. Every time you force yourself to get up when you do not feel like it, you are training your mind. Every time you push through excuses, you are training your mind. Every time you finish what you started instead of quitting halfway, you are training your mind. In addition, here's the secret: once your mind is trained, your body will follow. Your life will follow. Your results will follow. However, if your mind stays weak, nothing else will ever get strong. Janie, this is why most people never break through. They keep waiting to feel ready. However, readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision. Consistency teaches your brain that "I don't feel like it" is not a valid excuse. It rewires you to act first, feel later. Think of it like this: your mind is like a wild horse. And if you do not take control, it runs you into chaos. However, if you train it with consistency, it carries you to victory. So stop waiting for motivation to train your body. Start using discipline to train your mind. Because once your mind becomes unbreakable, nothing in this world can stop you. Excuses are the enemy of consistency. In addition, every time you make one, you are handing your future over to weakness. You say, "I'm too tired." You say, "I'll start tomorrow." You say, "I don't have time." Janie, you are lying to yourself. Because the truth is, you do have time, you just do not have discipline. Every excuse you repeat becomes a chain. It ties you down, it keeps you stuck, it convinces you that average is acceptable. However, deep down, those excuses are stealing the life you were born to live. Therefore, here is what you do: you kill all them. No more giving your energy to lies. I will. Replace, "Don't have time," with "I'll make time." Replace, "I'll start tomorrow," with "I starting to move." Excuses will always knock at your door, but consistency is the lock that keeps them out. You have to be ruthless with yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Stop negotiating with your goals. Because let us be honest, nobody cares about your excuses. The world only respects results. Moreover, results do not come from reasons. They come from relentless consistency. So decide today: either you keep feeding excuses and stay stuck, or you kill them and step into the destiny waiting for you. However, you cannot have both happen. Consistency is not about doing something occasionally. It is about building habits that become your identity. When something becomes habit, it is no longer a choice. It is who you are. Is why champions do not quit. They do not ask themselves, "Do I feel like it today?" They just do it because it is part of their DNA. Janny, your problem is not ability, it's habit. You have trained yourself to give up. You have trained yourself to procrastinate. You have trained yourself to chase comfort. Now, those habits are destroying your dreams. However, the good news: you can retrain yourself. You can build new habits that will carry you to greatness. Start small. The same time every day. Do the work, even for 10 minutes. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Stack these wins until your consistency becomes automatic. Listen, discipline feels hard at first, but once it becomes habit, it feels natural. The same way you brush your teeth without thinking, you can grind without thinking. That's when the game changes. That's when success becomes inevitable. So stop waiting for magic. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Build habits today that will carry you tomorrow. Because when consistency becomes your lifestyle, nothing can shake you, nothing can stop you. Listen to me carefully. Consistency is not just about results, it is about who you become. Every time you show up, you are casting a vote for the person you want to be. Every workout, every study session, every late night grind, it is all shaping your identity. You keep saying, "I want to be successful." However, success is not something you chase, it is something you become. In addition, you become it through consistent action. If you only show up when it is convenient, then you are not building an identity of a champion. You are building the identity of a quitter. Janny, your habits write your story. In addition, the story you have been writing, it is time to flip the page. Consistency is how you rewrite your narrative. And consistency is how you stop being the person who almost made it and finally become the person who did it. The world does not believe in your words, They believe in your patterns. If you are consistent, they will see it. If you are disciplined, they will feel it. In addition, more importantly, you will feel it, because confidence does not come from talk. It comes from keeping promises to yourself repeatedly. So hear me, stop chasing an image, start building an identity. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start forcing yourself to be consistent. Because once consistency becomes who you are, success becomes something you cannot escape. 3 words, Janet. Consistency. Not when it is easy, not when it is fun, not when you feel like it. Every single day. That is the price. That is the path. That is the only way. You have tried shortcuts. You have tried waiting for motivation. You have tried wishing and hoping. Moreover, where did it get you? Exactly where you are right now. However, consistency. Consistency is the master key that unlocks everything you have been chasing. Therefore, here is the truth. The version of you that keeps quitting has to die today. Bury the excuses. Kill the laziness. Silence the doubt. In addition, step into the identity of a warrior who shows up no matter what. 1 year from now, you could be unrecognizable, stronger, smarter, more confident, more disciplined. Only if you make the choice today to stop negotiating with your destiny and start forcing yourself to be consistent. Because the world does not need another person who almost made it. The world needs you at your fullest. In addition, the only way you will get there is by showing up every single day until your habits become your lifestyle, until your grind becomes your identity. So decide right now, will you keep letting comfort rob you? Alternatively, will you force yourself into the consistency that will make you unstoppable? The future is waiting. The choice is yours.